can start right from the beginning and show students, hey, this is going to be a fascinating, interesting class, then the students are so much more likely to believe that. What are some other advantages? Yes?
Getting them to act with you and then they're participating?
Right, engaging them, getting them participating. Very good. What are some others? Yes?
They learn more, they acquire the material easier.
They learn more. To me, this is one of the important things. If we can actually engage the students in getting them wanting to watch what we're doing, they're going to learn much more. Yes?
Well, I think if maybe for retaining material, occasionally there are certain facts or phrases that I've learned from a teacher, and I can actually hear that teacher saying those things if it was very memorable.
Exactly, and again, it's the same as a good performance from an actor. Is if you've gone and see a play and one actor's particularly engaging, you're going to always remember that performance. I remember going to see a Taming of the Shrew, and the one actor I'll never forget his performance because it was so amazing. And the same thing can be with our teaching. If we can give a memorable performance, it is so much more likely for the students, when remembering, to make that extra connection to help remember that material. Any other ideas? Yes?
Maybe a little unpredictability, or not suspense really, but unpredictable, like getting out of a rut sort of idea, or doing something different.
Right, so being a little unpredictable at times, again, anything that we can do to make our lessons interesting and engaging is going to be a benefit. Yes?
And particularly for ESL students, but it applies to all students, to pull them out of their fear level in the group, like to show that it's okay to act a little.
Absolutely. We want to set good examples. We want, and well, in many cases, I suspect many of you actually teach your students performance skills to get up and give a presentation. And so the better that we can emulate what to do, the better, that they are going to do as well. Now, I love that all of you are so just entirely thinking of your students, but this also actually has benefits to us.
It's more fun for us?
It's certainly more fun for us, and there's even a much more selfish reason.
Keeps you awake.
Keeps you awake.
Thank you.
Everyone will like you. Better teaching evaluations. The one thing that I'm not sure that you might have issues with, but I have tons of issues with, is attendance. So in math courses, if you give a boring presentation, and I wonder if how many of you will imagine an exciting math prof. Hi, I'm an exciting math prof. In math, if you give a boring presentation, some of our faculty members have real trouble with actually getting students into the classroom. And I don't blame them. I mean, if the professor's just sitting up there, and here today we are going to do this. I mean, even if you love math, you're going to be bored to tears. My attendance in one of my recent lectures was 150% of my students came. I have to have bouncers in my lectures because I have too many students coming. One of the biggest compliments I ever got was I was shopping at Sobeys, and the checkout girl said, "Hey, you teach at the University of Waterloo." And I said, "Oh, yes, are you in one of my classes?" And she says, "No, my boyfriend is in your class. I'm still in high school, and he said you were so awesome that he took me to watch your calculus class. So my calculus class is date-worthy." So I think if we can give a good presentation, we can do so much more for our students. If we can have our students wanting to go to lectures and being excited for our lectures, they are going to learn and get so much more out of that. Now, quickly back one lecture. It seems strange for a math prof to be talking about the etymology of a word, but the word lecture comes from the Latin word lectura, meaning... No?
Reading.
No.
Read. Reading.
Reading! It means a reading. In medieval times, as indicated in my nice little picture here, what a lecture was the instructor, the lecturer, standing up at the front of the room, reading from a book. And the students would be copying down word for word what's in the book, and if there was any additional information the instructor provided, they'd write that in the margins. Now, they were lucky back then in that all of the students were very motivated to listen to absolutely every word the instructor was saying. Now, many of us are probably not so lucky in that all of our students are 100% engaged in the content. And so again, our presentation can actually get them more engaged and more interested in what we are trying to teach them. All right, so I've already used a bit of my time, but so today what I will cover is first we will discuss qualities of great instructors. I will then talk about one of the main tools of an actor, 4 important rules that I learned in my actor training that we can apply in the classroom. And finally, because not everybody out there agrees, when we apply our critically thinking that teaching and acting are exactly the same, we will briefly discuss some differences between teaching and acting. All right, so first, qualities of great instructors. So I've been reading a lot of literature, and the literature typically lists about 6 to 20 qualities of great instructors. Although there's actually one paper from 2013 out of Taiwan that listed 1. Basically that one which they called teaching charisma included just about everything you can imagine. But they nicely summed it up as 1. So once again, I want to give you all a couple of minutes to think about what are the qualities of great instructors. But hopefully, none of you will come up with the answer that one of my students did. So at the beginning of each term, I always ask my students, what do they think are the qualities of a great instructor? And last term, the first student, just a second, I'm gonna cry a little bit. The first student says to me, gives easy tests.
Oh, gosh.
I cried a little. All right, so hopefully none of us think that that is the quality of a good instructor. All right, so a couple of minutes to discuss at your tables what you think are important qualities of great instructors.
Engage your student.
I would say knowledgeable. He should know his material. He should know his subject.
I was thinking.
Like,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Finish
just
your point.
this is what just comes in.
I think being able to explain
Yes.
give a good explanation.
I was going to say make a hard test easy rather than make an easy test,
Right.
right? Because if you teach well, then the test should be easy.
To some extent, you want to challenge your students as well, right?
Right.
You want them to test them on what has been taught inside the class and go beyond this and give them something challenging, right?
But making difficult material easy.
And it
Yeah,
depends on the type of test, like the IELTS. If you can make the IELTS easy, that's something, right? Because that's standard. It's not you making the
That's
test.
right, Lucas, yeah.
How about interpersonal skills? Ability to communicate?
Yes. To be approachable. That's what I think. If that-
Predicting problems.
Yeah. Or you can be approachable. No matter whatever you teach, you should be knowledgeable. But the students can ask questions if they don't get it.
Good rapport.
Good rapport. Yes, that is. So knowledgeable, good
Maybe humble as well.
Humble,
Because you
yeah.
shouldn't pretend you know more about something than you do. You should say, I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
or
I'll look up.
figure it out, or tell them how to figure it out, how to look it up.
Yeah, humble.
able to make
All right.
mistakes.
Let's see
Except
what we
they're
have
mistakes.
come up with.
Yeah.
So, what are some qualities of great instructors? Uh-oh. Any thoughts? Come on, I heard some good discussions around the table.
You gotta be loud.
Be loud, I've won. I was actually really worried about, I'm trying to really tone down my voice in this room. I'm used to being in a lecture hall of about 200 students, and I don't use a microphone.
No.
I'm loud.
You don't need to.
So loud.